Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas. We bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. Today, from the floor of Toy Fair 2018, so much to see and do here, but let's get started with our rundown. Rainbow Six Siege is getting a crazy new event, but it might be the last big event of its kind. Over the weekend at the annual Six Invitational Esports Tournament, Ubisoft Montreal unveiled the new Outbreak and Chimera content coming to the game. Chimera includes new additions like 2 new playable operators, new weapons, and changes to the weapon progression. The big news, however, is Outbreak. It's a massive new in-game event that will see players battle alien zombies across 3 different stages with 2 lengthy levels in each stage. You'll also be taking on these zombies in teams of 3 rather than the traditional teams of 6. Outbreak might be the last big event of its kind, though. Ubisoft Montreal says that they don't have plans to make future events at the scale of Outbreak, although they will be adding a lot more content to other aspects of the game. We caught up with game director Leroy Athanasoff for more.
We don't have plan for another event at the scale of Outbreak. But Outbreak was possible also because of Operation Health, because of the rework of our framework, of our pipeline. So expect, even if in normal season, like with normal mission, expect even more content. For example, season 2, we're adding a lot of new stuff. We're adding the PK ban, we are going to rework the observation tool, we are going to rework the diffuser, we are going to add new gadget standard, because now we have become a bit more mature in the way we are approaching the development of the game. So that allows us to be able to release more content that is bug-free, more stable and stuff like that. So even though you might not see something at the scale of Outbreak, expect to have season with more content and more variety, more gameplay for people.
It's good to know that Ubisoft still has a lot of things coming to the game, even if they're not planning any more in-game events as big as this. Outbreak will launch next month, and like other events in the game, it will only be available for a limited time, so you'll have to enjoy it while it lasts. We'll have more from our interviews with the developers soon on our channel. It seems every day we do another story about Black Panther breaking another big record. I'm cool with that. Marvel's latest superhero adventure earned a shocking $195 million over the weekend in North America, coming in at the high end of what Disney had anticipated. In the weeks leading up to release, everyone knew it would be a big hit, but nobody thought it would be quite this big.
Show off.
This makes Black Panther the most successful new franchise for Marvel and means that studios will be more likely to use diverse casts and settings going forward. This is also good news for the entire superhero genre. It indicates that audiences aren't getting superhero fatigue, which is something many had feared given that new superhero movies seem to be coming out every other week. This means studios won't be slowing down the pace anytime soon, so if audiences are going to get burnt out, it hasn't happened yet. The fact that Black Panther is a great film and is getting great reviews and positive word of mouth obviously helped its numbers and will likely cause it to stay at the top of the box office for weeks to come.
Ready, go!
Some shocking things are happening with the development of the new System Shock game. Developer Night Drive Studios has announced that they're putting development of the game on hiatus. Studio CEO Stephen Kick says they're freezing development so that they can take a break to rethink how they should proceed, because as the budget for the project grew, their ambitions strayed too far from the core concepts of the original game. The new System Shock is a remake of the 1994 original and is meant to recapture the same feel with modern visuals. Stephen Kick stresses that the remake hasn't been canceled, although he hasn't said when development will begin again or given a new release window. All of this might come as a bit troubling for the game's backers. It was kickstarted in 2016 with fans contributing more than $1.3 million for the project to get made. Canceling it now would be a big problem, both ethically and legally. This raises questions about the concept of crowdfunding. Sometimes games get canceled or have to go through development changes that make the final product very different than when it was first announced. So what does this mean for all the people who already paid for it? Hopefully System Shock won't disappoint when the final game arrives, whenever it does. Star Trek Discovery is creating a lot of chatter on the subspace channels, but that might not be a good thing. CBS hasn't released specific ratings data for the new subscription-based Trek show, but a different set of figures has come in. The TV data measurements firm Parrot Analytics says that Star Trek Discovery was the most talked about show on social media last month, with 66 million total impressions, beating usual contenders like The Walking Dead and Stranger Things. This is good news for CBS. There's always a direct correlation between how much a show or movie is talked about online to how many people are actually watching it, so this indicates Discovery is a ratings hit. However, those figures don't say how many of those social media impressions are actually positive. The show has been somewhat divisive among Star Trek fans, so a lot of the posts could have been from people wanting to complain about the show. EP News writer Blake Siefkin would definitely be one of them. Still, even if you're complaining about Star Trek Discovery, CBS is happy as long as you're still watching it, so hopefully for them, audiences don't start to abandon ship. Star Trek Discovery recently wrapped up its first season and has already been renewed for a second. That wraps us up for the Rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow with a brand new episode for you. But in the meantime, we've got tons of other content for you to check out, so please do. And if you dig it, don't forget to hit subscribe, that little bell, and if you're so inclined, that sponsorship button too.